Hello, 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 and welcome. So, today we're going to do the continuation of the Apocalypse of Abraham. Uh, so, let's jump right into it. Alright, let me just double check something real quick. Alright, we're all good. So, Chapter 25. I saw there the likeness of the idol of jealousy, like a carpenter's figure, such as my father used to make. And its body was of glittering copper, and before it a man, and he was worshipping it. And there was an altar opposite it, and boys being slaughtered on it in the face of the idol. And I said to him, What is this idol? Or what is the altar? Who are those being sacrificed, or who is the sacrificer? Or what is the handsome temple which I see, the art and beauty of your glory that lies beneath your throne? And he said, Hear, Abraham, this temple which you have seen, the altar and the works of art, this is my idea of the priesthood of the name of my glory, where every petition of man will enter and dwell. The ascent of kings and prophets, and whatever sacrifice I decree to be made for me among my coming people, even of your tribe. And the body you saw is my anger, because the people who will come to me out of you, will make me angry. And the man you saw slaughtering is he who angers me. And excuse me. And the sacrifice is the killing of those who are for me a testimony of the judgment of the completion at the beginning of creation. And I said, Eternal Mighty One, why did you establish it to be so, and to call on the testimonies of this one? And he said to me, Hear, Abraham, and understand what I will explain to you, and answer whatever I ask you. Why did your father Terah not obey your voice and abandon the demonic worship of idols until he perished, and all his house with him? And I said, Eternal Mighty One, surely because it did not please him to obey me, nor did I follow his works. And he said to me, Hear, Abraham, as the counsel of your father is in him, as your counsel is in you, also the counsel of my will is ready. And in in days to come you will not know them in advance, nor the future men you will see with your own eyes, that they are of your seed. Look at the picture. So here he's basically telling Abraham, he's going to have the seed, which he also explains to him later. But we'll continue. And I looked and I saw, and behold, the picture swayed. From its left side a crown of heathens ran out, and they captured the men, women, and children who were on its right side. And some they slaughtered, and others they kept with them. Behold, I saw them running to them by way of 4 ascents. And they burned the temple with fire, and they plundered the holy things that were in it. And I said, Eternal One, the people you receive from me are being robbed by the hordes of the heathen. They are killing some and holding others as aliens. And they burn the temple with fire, and they're stealing and destroying the beautiful things which are in it. Eternal Mighty One, if this is so, why now have you afflicted my heart, and why will it be so? And he said to me, Listen, Abraham, all that you have seen will happen on account of your seed, who will continually provoke me because of the body which you saw, and the murder in what was depicted in the temple of jealousy. And everything you saw will be so. And I said, Eternal Mighty One, let the evil works done in iniquity now pass by, but make commandments in them more than his just works. For you can do this. And he said to me, Again the time of justice will come upon them, at first through the holiness of kings, and I will judge with justice those who I created earlier, to rule them in to rule from them in them. And from these same ones will come men who have regarded for them, as I announced to you and you saw. So basically he's talking about, when they were held and taken captive into Babylon, and the first temple was burned. Here, let me check the chat, see if anything's going on. It's all good. Yeah, he's basically prophesying to Abraham what's going to happen when the Babylonians come. Anyway, so I'll continue. Chapter 28. And I answered and said, Mighty Eternal One, who you are sanctified by your power, be merciful in my petition, since for this you informed me and showed me. Since you have brought me up to your height, therefore inform me, your beloved, about whatever I ask. Will what I saw be their lot for long? And he showed me a multitude of his people. And he said to me, For this reason, it is through the 4 ascents that you say that my anger will be because of them, and in them will be retribution for their works. And in the 4th ascent is 100 years, and 1 hour of the age will also be 100 years in evil among the heathen, and an hour in their mercy, even with reproaches as among the heathen. And I said, Eternal Mighty One, how long a time is an hour of the age? And he said, I decreed to keep 12 periods of time, 12 periods of the impious age, among the heathens and among your seed. And what you have seen will be until the end of time. Count it up, and you will understand. Look down at the picture. And I looked and saw a man going out from the left, the heathen side. From the side of the heathen went out men and women and children, a great crowd, and they worshipped him. And while I was still looking, those on the right side came out, and some insulted this man, and some struck him, and others worshipped him. And I saw, as they worshipped him, Azazel ran and worshipped, and kissing his face, he turned and stood behind him. And I said, Eternal Mighty One, who is this? Who is this man, insulted and beaten by the heathen, with Azazel worshipped? And he answered and said, Hear, Abraham, the man who you say insulted and beaten, and again worshipped, is the liberation from the heathen for the people who will be born from you. In the last days, in this 12th period of the age of my fulfillment, I will set up this man from your tribe, the one who you have seen from my people. All will imitate him. You consider him as one called by me. They are changed in their counsels, and those you saw coming out from the left side of the picture and worshiping him, this means that many of the heathen will trust in him. And those of your seed you saw on the right side, some insulting him, some beating him, and others worshipping him, many of them shall be offended because of him. It is he who will test those of your seed who have worshipped him in the fulfillment of the 12th hour, in the curtailing of the age of impiety. Before the age of justice starts to grow, my judgment will come upon the heathen who have acted wickedly through the people of your seed, who have been set apart from me. In those days I will bring upon all earthly creation 10 plagues, through evil and disease, and groaning of the bitterness of their soul. Such will I bring upon the generations of those who are on it, out of anger and corruption of their creations, which they provoke me. And just kind of a heads up back here, I was talking about Messiah there. Anyway, and then from your seed will be left the righteous men in their number, protected by me, who strive in the glory of my name toward the place prepared beforehand for them, which you saw deserted in the picture. And they will live, being affirmed by the sacrifices and the gifts of justice and truth in the age of justice. And they will rejoice forever in me, and they will destroy those who have destroyed them. They will rebuke those who have rebuked them through their mockery, and they will spit in their faces. Those rebuked by me, when they are to see me rejoicing with my people, for those who rejoice and receive and truly return to me. He's talking about the set apart ones on his true path. See, Abraham, what you have seen. Hear what you have heard. Know what you have known. Go to your inheritance, and behold, I am with you forever. So there's a whole lot in those last 2 chapters, actually. So it was talking about Messiah. It was talking about, the ones who walk the narrow path and follow his ways. They put Yah above everything else. Let's see. No questions or anything? Alright. Seems good. I'll continue on. And while he was still speaking, I found myself on the earth, and I said, Eternal Mighty One, I am no longer in the glory which I was above, and all that my soul desired to understand in my heart, I do not understand. And he said to me, I will explain to you the things you desired in your heart, for you have sought to know the 10 plagues which I have prepared against the heathen, also which are coming in the end of days. And I prepared them beforehand in the passing of the 12 hours on earth. Hear what I tell you. It will be thus. First, sorrow from much need. Second, fiery conflagrations for the cities. Third, destruction by pestilence among the cattle. So, hold on. Sorrow from much need. Could that be all the sorrow from this virus that happened? The fiery conflagrations for the city, the second? All the riots and the burnings happening? And here's third, destruction by pestilence among the cattle. The fourth, famine of the world, of their generation. The fifth, among the rulers, destructions by earthquake and the sword. The sixth, increase of hail and snow. The seventh, wild beasts will be their grave. The eighth, pestilence and hunger will change their destruction. The ninth, execution by the sword, and flight in distress. The 10th, thunder, voices, and destroying earthquakes. All the plagues right here. Happened in Egypt, which was a warning to what's going to happen now. Or soon, I should say. And then I will sound the trumpet out of the air, and I will send my chosen one, having in him one measure of all my power, and he will summon my people, humiliated by the heathen. And I will burn with fire those who mock them, and who ruled over them in this age, and I will deliver those who have covered me with mockery over to the scorn of the coming of age, because I have prepared them to be food for the fire of Hades, and to be ceaseless soaring in the air of the underworld regions of the uttermost depths, to be the contents of a wormy belly. For the makers will see in them justice, the makers who have chosen my desire and manifestly keep my commandments, and they will rejoice with merrymaking over the downfall of the men who remain and who followed after the idols and after their murderers. For they shall putrefy in the belly of the crafty worm Azazel, to be burned by the fire of Azazel's tongue. For I waited so they might come to me, and they did not deign to, and they glorified an alien god, and they joined one to who they had not been allotted, and they abandoned the Lord who gave them strength. So this is talking about the first half, the ones who again walk the narrow path, follow his commandments, obey the Torah, all Torah laws. Excuse me, let me rephrase this. All the laws in the Torah, not one man is able to follow, but we can follow all the ones we are able to. And the second part, I believe, is the ones that mock us and make fun of us, the ones who are trying to wake up everybody. Anyway, chapter 32. Oh man, this isn't nearly as long as I had figured it would be. Thought there was 45. Forgive me. Therefore, Abraham, hear, Abraham, and see, behold, your seventh generation shall go with you, and they will go out, into an alien land, and they will enslave them, and oppress them, as for 1 hour of the impious age. But of the nation who they shall serve, I am the judge. And the Lord say this too. Have you heard, Abraham, what I told you? What your tribe will encounter in the last days? Abraham, having heard, accepted the words of Yah in his heart. So, I could have swore it was 45 chapters long. Forgive me. I think it is in the Sefer, actually. My apologies. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Yeah, totally was expecting this to be a lot longer. It's okay. I hope you guys like all my new artwork and everything. It took me a long time to create it all. It's a lot harder than it looks, trust me. If you guys have any questions or anything, any recommendations on some future reads you would like me to do, I'll take them. Yeah, if not, here, I'll show you, you guys saw a couple of my screens there that I built. It was just me doing this. I'm just a single dad doing this in my spare time to spread the word. Not only for my sake, but for all of your sake who's watching as well. You know, this is a lot harder than it looks, actually. But here, let me show you. Here's my my screen in case something pops up. I gotta take a break real quick. Check it out. Hope you guys like it. Like the choice of song. It's cool. Anyway, you guys will see my next screen, my closing screen. It actually takes a lot of time and energy to do this, especially with kids. Anyway, looks like no questions. Awesome. Well, shalom. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. My apologies it wasn't longer. Or in case you like it short, then there you go. Anyways, you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day, Mishpaha.